Thank you so much for inviting me. It's great to be here. The best tweet about the Internet of Things, or enchanted objects, as I like to say, gets a book. I only brought one, so you can work on that. Well, it's wonderful to be here. I'm an instructor at the Media Lab. This is the top of the Media Lab in Cambridge, and I'm holding the Ambient Orb. Has anybody seen an Ambient Orb? I'll tell you a little bit about it during the presentation, but it's interesting to see, even at CES last week, there was a company that makes quantified self objects, the company called Misfit Shine. Do you know this company? And they just announced a light bulb that changes color based on your sleep quality or how many steps you've walked. So in some ways, the sort of simplest of objects can, I think, sometimes be the most successful. But I want to walk you through, I want to ask you hopefully a provocative question, which is, what do you want your interface to digital information to be like in the future? Like, how do you want to position technology relative to the self? And I want to illustrate 4 potential futures that each have this located in a different place in relationship to us. And for this community, this is like we're inventing this future together, these potentials of different ways of interacting. And I think a lot of us assume that future 1, which I call the terminal world, will be the way forward. This was a video that Microsoft put out a couple of years ago, and I think they anticipated really accurately that there would be screens everywhere. I went to CES last year, and there are screens in the bathroom and on the sinks so they can advertise to you like as you wash your hands. Maybe it'll get more people to wash their hands. But I think the problem that I think we're seeing increasingly as a society is that these screens monopolize our attention because they have a call and response interaction with us. They do something, we do something back. They do something, we do something back. And it's very hard to multitask when you're walking down the streets, looking at these things. So even if they become multi-handed, like this scenario, they still will sort of end up making our workplaces and our kitchens and our bathrooms look like this. And I think in many ways there's a lot of momentum behind this future. Why? Because advertising loves pixels. So there's a built-in business model for putting as many pixels on as many surfaces around us as possible. But I think that has this fatal flaw, which is it monopolizes our attention. And we really want other ways that are more efficient to interact with technology. And one of those ways is this idea of prosthetics, so embedding the technology in and on ourselves. And this, I think, is the superpower fantasy. This is anybody can put on Iron Man suit. You don't have to be born with the ability